Hey, what's going on? Home Electricity, Mr. Ashline here. I want to walk you guys through a project. I wasn't able to take a video, but I did take a lot of pictures of this, so we'll just kind of walk you through it. Still in that same bedroom that I've been working on. I went through and I replaced like our old ceiling light. Okay, so here's a picture of the ceiling light before the process. So similar to, sorry, a couple extra random pictures. Um, Similar to most projects out there, you start opening something up and you realize that there's a lot more to the project than you think. So when I pulled this light down, you can kind of see it's hollow on the inside, right? So whenever they installed this, for some reason, they stuck this junction box out of the ceiling. Shouldn't be out of the ceiling like this. The edge of this junction box should be flush with the ceiling here. Um, that changed this project from being about a like 10-minute fix project to being an hour or two worth of work because I needed to run out, grab a new box, and get that installed. Um, so when we look inside of this box here, you can see that the piece of Romex is clamped into this piece right here. Okay, so by loosening this screw here, you loosen up both of this clamp on this side, and that'll allow the wire to come out once you um, pull the wire nuts off and undo it all. So here I've removed my wire nuts. I just have my wires there. Again, this is just another picture kind of showing how this box is protruding from the ceiling. Again, when I opened this thing up, that was not what I was anticipating to see. So this box over on the right here is what I ended up putting in. This box on the left is what I took out. Okay, so these boxes here on the right, both of these are called pancake boxes. They're only like a ½ inch thick. Maybe, I think I kind of actually measured this one to be 9/16 of an inch thick, but nonetheless, um, obviously they're a lot thinner. So instead of having to go through and change like the framing that was in the ceiling that was holding this box up originally, I just replaced it with like a short box. So pancake boxes, let's see if I have a top down. Yeah, so pancake boxes come in a couple different sizes here. I have two different size round ones. I wasn't exactly sure what size I needed, so I picked up one of both. Um, this one has built-in clamps, somewhat similar to the way that this one is set up. This one, the one that I used, does not. So I needed to add a clamp to this box here. So what I did is I ran the wire down through this box, through the clamp, and I screwed the box up into the ceiling. The box wasn't quite flush with the ceiling, so I actually padded it out with a piece of wood, which you can actually kind of see under here. I screwed that in just to hold it temporarily in place with that screw there. And that just pads the box out so that it's flush with the ceiling, which you can see here from the side view. This is the way that a box is supposed to look. It'd be better if this was a deep box than a pancake box, but pancake boxes are kind of designed for ceiling applications, ceiling lights. It's so that if you cut a hole in the ceiling and there's a joist running across there, you can attach to the joist. So there's nothing wrong with using one of these boxes. It's just a little bit more crowded, a little bit more tedious to work through. Um, so I start getting the box in there. Let's see if I can. There we go. And here are my instructions that came with the piece. I have my box. The box needs like this metal bracket, which I'm going to show you here shortly. The ground wire needs to attach to this metal bracket. The ground wire also needs to connect to this metal bracket from the light itself. Okay, so both those are going to come across, and then we're going to connect our white and our white and our black and our black. So to begin with here, this is the bracket that I'm attaching the light to, and I ran the wires up and over that bracket just so that it'd be easier to like tuck them out of the way later on. I also wrapped the grounding wire around the ground screw here in the center. So when I tighten that ground screw up, it's going to ground the box and this bracket and ultimately the light as well back to my grounding wire, which of course is going back to my junction box, or I'm sorry, my power distribution panel in my basement. From there, I started to get the light up. So here I'm just hanging the light off of the ground wire. Probably not the best, but I couldn't hold it and take a picture all at the same time. So this ground wire here, again, is attached to that screw. At the top, I've tightened that screw in quite a bit so that, you know, it's tight at this point so that my ground connection has been made here. And now I'm starting to go through, actually, at this point, I finished, I guess. So there are two separate lights in this like ceiling light, two separate bulbs. Each light has its own wire coming out of it. Each socket has its own set of hot and neutral wires. So I spliced both of the neutral wires into the neutral wire in my electrical panel. I spliced both of the hot wires into the hot wire going back to the circuit into the the wire, and then these two screws here are what the box attaches to. Okay, so I think I tried to. Oh no! So I was able to tuck both these wires up and underneath and fit as many of these wires in as possible. If you notice here, there's fiberglass insulation underneath of this foil here. That's to keep heat from, or too much heat from, escaping out of the hole in the ceiling. And in the end, there's the finished light. Okay, so that got screwed up, and these two screws, basically there's keyholes for the light to be able to slide up onto, and then you twist it around, and then you tighten these two screws up until that's tight up against the ceiling. And then I put the light bulbs in and screwed the like diffuser on the base, and that was that. So that was installing the light. This is the same light that's run off of that switch that I showed you guys updating like a week or two ago. Okay, everybody, have a great day. Answer the questions attached, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.